Welcome. In front of me is a Nothing Phone 4a, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. So, before we get actually started with the reset, I do want to quickly mention that this process will be removing all your data from your device. So any kind of photos, videos, applications, all that jazz is just done. So if you want to keep some of these things, do make a backup copy of it before you start the reset. Now I'll be showing you how you can back up your device. I won't be actually going through it, but I will be showing you different methods of backing up your device, just so you can do that before we get started with the reset. So to get started, you can navigate into your settings in here and scroll all the way to the bottom to System and select the backup. Here you'll find backup that is to Google. Now this is what I would consider last resort if you can't use anything else, but I'm showing it just in case, and I also want to show and talk about it in case you want to use it but don't know what it actually will do. So when it comes down to things like photos and videos, that's all nice and dandy as long as your photos and videos don't exceed 15 gigabytes in size. As this is usually what most of us have, as 15 gigs from Google is the free kind of storage that you get with your account. If you have more than 15 gigabytes, we can say bon voyage to those photos and videos, as they're not going to get backed up by Google. So in this case, you need to basically make two different backups. So that's kind of bad, but it gets even worse if we go into the other device data, where it says backup other data. Now it's very generous calling this a backup. Actually, sorry, this is just a straight up lie. So it tells us that it backs up contacts, call history, device settings, app data, SMS, MMS, messages, and that's about it. Now this would be all nice and dandy if it actually did this. But the problem here is that it actually doesn't do it. So as an example, let's just say Timmy is right now resetting his phone. And before Timmy resets his phone, he wants to make sure that his favorite little Nintendo Switch emulator, Yuzu, that he downloaded from Play Store, he has it backed up so he can continue using it, as for some reason it has disappeared from Play Store. Now Timmy doesn't know why, nor does he care. He has it on his phone, which is just fine. So he creates a backup of his applications, including that Yuzu application, or emulator. And he's super happy. I mean, it said it backed up everything successfully. Great. He resets his phone, gets a new one, for instance, and tries to restore this backup from Google. I mean, hell, it's from Google, right? What could possibly go wrong? And everything gets restored, but then he goes searching for Yuzu, and well, it's nowhere to be found. Now, reason for that is Google doesn't actually back up the data, like application specifically. So what it actually does is, number one, it only limits the backup, generously calling it that, to applications that have originated from Play Store. So if an application came from GitHub, it's not getting touched. Even if that application also exists on Play Store, it's not getting touched, as the original that is on your device did not. So Google is too stupid to actually correlate those two together. In any case, so that's one kind of downside. Another one is that in case of something like I said, Yuzu basically got, I believe, just cease and desist or some other bullshit legal term for basically Nintendo sending their ninja assassin squad after the creator of Yuzu with legal threats and lawyers. And he decided that, you know what, probably winning a war with the US would be easier than winning with the lawyers in court from Nintendo. So he decided to take that application down. Now, even though you supposedly would create a backup of such an application that is present on your device right now, Google basically gives itself a little sticky note with a writing on it, download Yuzu from Play Store. But well, if Play Store doesn't have it anymore because either Google or the creator of it has removed it, well, then this backup doesn't have anywhere to pull that application from, so it just doesn't do it. Which, like I said, it's generous calling that a backup in this case. So That is the downside right here, and why I said that this is a last resort option. Now, what you could do instead, though I doubt nothing has their own kind of migration application, at least at this moment. It will kind of depend on what you're planning to do, because nothing doesn't seem to have their own app yet, unless it's this, but I doubt it. Yeah, okay, that's not it. So if you're switching from this device, let's just say it's the future, right? This is an old phone for you. If you got yourself a new device and you want to switch from it to another brand, what you could use instead is a application that some other brands have. For instance, Samsung has an application called Smart Switch. This is an application used to help you move data from your old device to Samsung device. This only works one way. You can use Smart Switch, that is Samsung application, only to move data from other device to Samsung, not the other way around. And other brands have also this kind of applications. As an example, Xiaomi has Mi Mover, Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus, and Realme have Clone Phone. Huawei has Phone Clone, as an example. So these are some of the applications that I know on top of my head, and you can use any one of them to you download that application on this device, and then it would allow you to connect these two devices together and move data from here to the new device. So that would be the better way, as it doesn't care where the application came from. It could have been from GitHub, for all it cares. It's on your phone, it's getting moved if you want it, if obviously you want it, as you have the option to select it or deselect it. Everything else, photos, videos, call logs and all that stuff also gets moved, and also you're not limited at 15 gigabytes arbitrary number like Google gave you. So anyway, with that being said, let's now progress with the actual reset. So we're gonna navigate to our settings, and in settings you're gonna go back to system at the very bottom, and you're gonna select reset options, and then erase all data, factory reset. Give it a moment, it will load a bunch of information that will be removed by this process, which at this point you can completely ignore, as you should have already created your backup. So this is completely irrelevant. It will tell you erase all data. We're going to select erase all data at the bottom. Now, there is one little caveat. I think when you click erase all data here, before it gets to this page, if you have a screen lock, you will need to confirm it. I don't have one, so it just automatically jumps to the second page, and I can confirm that second time, and you can see it now starts the reset. Now this will take about a minute, 2 minutes tops to finish up, and when it's completed, I'll be presented with the setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.